Good afternoon, everyone. How's everybody doing out there today? It is a lovely Sunday outside. Let me tell you, the sun is out. Everybody's, doing a little activities today, enjoying this weather. I hope you will be as well. Today we are making a beef chuck roast in the Dutch oven. You have to start out with a nice piece of meat. As you can see, we have it right here. That piece of meat is beautiful. You have that fat that's in there, which is a necessity. It adds that flavor. Of course, my meat has already been rinsed off. That's something Ruby Jones made sure she taught us, growing up. Clean your meat. Don't care where it comes from, the store, the farm, whatever. Make sure it's clean. All right. Your ingredients, as you can see, I have fresh thyme. I have beef broth. Better than bullion. That is going to kick you up a couple levels, I'm telling you. Really good stuff. It's the roasted beef. I have paprika, sweet paprika, just my thing. Nature's seasoning. Whoa, this is my thing. I'm telling you, I've shown you guys this stuff before. If you haven't picked it up yet, pick it up. And right next to it, we have something called the Gourmet Collection. It's a spice blend, roast vegetables and fries. This stuff is amazing. You can put it on fries, throw it in the oven. It really kicks it up a notch, but it goes so well on vegetables. And we will be, having vegetables cooking with this chuck roast in the Dutch oven. And last but not least, olive oil. It's a must. I've already coated the chuck roast with the olive oil before adding my seasonings. You want it on there so that your seasonings will adhere to the meat. You want it to get that nice sear, and it's going to have a really nice flavor to it. Okay. All right, you guys, you want to put about 3 tablespoons of olive oil in the bottom of your Dutch oven. That's going to give you that sear that you're going to need on this chuck roast. So here we go. Now, if you're uncomfortable, handling, the meat around, hot oils and whatever, by all means use a cooking fork or a pair of tongs or whatever. I'm all right. I'm kind of familiar with this. Oh yeah. Yes. That's what you want right there. And that's not a high heat. That's actually a medium heat. It doesn't take long, trust me. All you're really going to do is you want to get a sear on it. You want to get those, seasonings and the flavor locked in, all right? Because all the cooking is going to be done in the oven. We're going to have an oven set at about 300. I know some people go at like 250, 275, and then they end up finding themselves having to, hit the heat up a little bit, okay? We're just going to go ahead at 300 for about 4 hours, 3.5 to 4 hours, according to your oven. Some people's ovens, are a little hotter than others. You just got to know your oven. Yes, sir. Telling you, this thing smells good, boy. And while we're waiting for this to, get that nice sear on, on both sides, and on the sides of the meat itself, you have, it's a thick piece of meat, so you want to, kind of lift it up and, let it sear on every part if you can. While we're doing that, let me introduce you to the vegetables. As you can see, we have onions, carrots, celery. We also have the red onions, white and red, and potatoes. Gotta have the potatoes. I do something a little different than some other people when they cook this. I don't add my potatoes right then. I wait till it's like halfway through the cooking process in the oven. I don't want my potatoes to get too soft. Okay, you guys, while that chuck roast is getting that nice sear on it, I'm going to go ahead and add 1 container of my beef broth. I want to go ahead and get that to a low boil, because that is going, making a mess. That's all right. You can always clean up. Go ahead and get that to a low boil. And when it gets to a low boil, we're going to go ahead and add that better than bouillon to kick it up a couple notches. Let's take a look at that chuck roast. Yeah, that's about right. That's done. Go ahead and move that back over to my plate, which I've already washed. Don't start tripping me like, oh man, he put, cooked food on a plate he had raw food on. Nah, that's not how it goes down here. Not at Casabell Jones. Alright, you guys. What I'm going to do right now is add that Gourmet Collection roast vegetables and fries seasoning to the vegetables. That's going to go inside the Dutch oven. I've already put a little olive oil in here, added that, and then I'm going to, shake it up a little bit. You don't have to add too much. That looks about right. And there we go. All right, it's boiling, and we are going to add that better than bouillon. Just drop it in and let it work its magic. I know it's dark. Don't be afraid. Like they say, the darker the berry, the sweeter the juice. It goes like that with better than bouillon as well. All right, as you guys can see, the vegetables are ready. We're going to go ahead and cut off that beef broth with the chicken. With the better than bouillon added to it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn that off. We don't need the fire on anymore. It's done what it needs to do. We are about to add the vegetables to the bottom of the Dutch oven. I like to add a few at the bottom. I don't want my meat directly on the bottom. All right, we're gonna add that. Then we're gonna add the meat. Then we'll add the rest of the vegetables. All right. What I like to do is make a bed for my meat to lie on. So, as you can see, we've accomplished that. Now, let's reintroduce that chuck roast. Yes, 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 yes. That thing looks beautiful. All right, you guys. Everything has been added except for the beef broth and the thyme. Let's go ahead and pour that in. There we go. There we go. Right there. You want to be able to see the meat. That all works out for you. You really don't want to, flood the entire pot to the point where it's just like swimming around. What I like to do at this point, make a little space right here. Yes. Add that thyme. I secured it with butcher's twine. You can find it pretty much anywhere, Walmart, restaurant supply stores, wherever. You don't want no pieces of thyme just floating around. So there you go. We're about to put a lid on it and put it in the oven that has been preheating at 300 degrees for about 3.5 to 4 hours. All right, this is what we're looking for right here. See that? The vegetables have softened up, but they're not breaking apart. That's why I put the potatoes in, about an hour and a half, left to cook. Put it around that, and you end up with potatoes that still hold together. Now let's take a look at this chuck roast. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It's falling apart, you guys. Look at that. That's what you want. Alright. Now what we are about to do is strain the liquid. We're going to remove the vegetables, we will remove the chuck roast, put it in a platter that we're going to use to serve with, and we are going to the last part of this recipe. We are going to make a nice, rich gravy with what you see in front of you already. Yes, Lord. That thing is tender. what I've done, I've strained off everything. So what's left is the broth that we cooked the chuck roast in. It's important to get all those bits out. So now you're just left with the broth. Okay, so this is the part that's going to make you have a very rich and velvety gravy. What I've done is added 3 tablespoons of cornstarch to some cold water, and I've whisked it very well. I'm going to break up all the lumps that are formed in there, and you're going to add that to the broth that you cooked the chuck roast in. Alright, this is the part right here. You want to keep stirring that around, and it will thicken up pretty much right before your eyes. One thing you guys are going to notice, I didn't have to add salt per se, because the Better Than Bouillon has a certain amount of salt in it. The beef broth also has a certain amount of salt, as well as nature seasoning. So adding any more would be really going over the top, messing up your recipe. And for those who have high blood pressure, yeah, not a good thing. Look at it. You can see it literally thicken up right before your eyes. And when you want it to stop thickening up, you simply turn off the heat. I'm doing all this on a medium heat. Actually, this is on 4. Oh yeah, we are done. That's what you're looking for right there. You don't want it too thick, you don't want it too thin. And as this sits, it will thicken up even more. So be aware of that. I'm not the, neatest person in the world, even though I try. So sometimes you will get a little spillage here and there. But let's see what we're working with here. Oh yeah. Stop playing. You don't have to add too much. You want, to leave a little. Some people don't like gravy like that. I'm one of those people that actually love it. And you already know me. There's a little pot of rice sitting over here, because I'm not going to eat, probably like maybe 1 or 2, pieces of potato or whatever. The rice, the gravy, the chuck roast, the carrots, the celery. Yeah, that's what I'm going to get down with. So, as always, I really appreciate you guys, watching what I do. More importantly, I always want you to make the recipes. And this is one that you would definitely enjoy. I think I'm going to have to put a little plate together here and show you what I'm working with. Really want you guys to see how tender this thing came out. I mean, it's coming apart here. That's what I'm talking about. For real, it is about to go down. You guys can't tell me that doesn't look delicious. Put that down with a little yeast roll that I had, working over there. I will have to share with you that recipe, in a future video. But, yeah. Sunday dinner is definitely served. For real. You guys, we got to get back to that. Having dinner with the family. Quality time. It is what it is. Until next time, you guys stay blessed.